Glad to have my man on here, Shayden. I met this kid. I'll let him tell you how we met, but it was a pretty cool little story.
It was.
But my kids actually, they love this guy, man. They've been following you for a long time. And when we sat down and chatted that day, I was like, what the hell? Like how crazy this world is.
It's crazy
man.
how
You
things
just bump
work.
into people like that.
For real.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So basically, my name is Shayden Blank. He already said a little bit about it. My online name is Munson. I'm 19 years old. I was born and raised in Michigan for 15 years. I've been in Florida for 4 now. And that's where I initially started doing YouTube, was as soon as I moved here in Florida. Actually, I started doing Twitch streaming first for 2 years, and then I started doing YouTube 2 years after that. So, but basically, I've amassed somehow 10 million followers across all platforms. So that includes YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and a bunch of other things. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
My son hit me up and he goes, Dad, are you for real having him on your podcast? I was like, yeah. He goes, well, the new season's going to drop, so I'm sure he's going to drop something. And I was like, well, I don't know. Let's look. I literally go on YouTube, type in Munson, boom, he's live. New season's dropping.
yeah.
The kid you play with, I forgot his name, but I guess he was asleep or something like that. We were talking about that.
Oh, yeah, Tucker Trucker.
Tucker Trucker.
Yeah, Tucker Trucker. He's a very interesting person. I mean, all right, so I'll come straight up and clear. He is, okay, so I've been holding this secret for a while now, but basically he is my friend who's like 18 years old. He does have a voice changer. Keeping on this secret for a long time. A lot of the kids think like it's like an actual kid. But no, it's just like it's one of my buddies that has a voice changer. It's just so funny though.
It is funny. I watched a little bit of it. I was like, dude, that's gotta be a grown man like joke.
Yeah.
'Cause some of the jokes were like, there's no kid that witty.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know
But then
what to
sometimes
talk
I'll play Fortnite with my kids and like some kids are witty and they'll be talking trash. So I was like, man, it could be a kid.
Yeah.
So, bro, let's go back to the very beginning, man. Like, what inspired you to get into this whole like social media game and Twitch and stuff like that?
All right. So basically, I was really inspired by a lot of other YouTubers growing up, like Quabblecob, Guava Juice, Jelly, Slogan Man, all those guys. I'll talk about it later, but I ended up meeting those guys. It was really cool. Anyways, I was really inspired by those guys. And in middle school, I attempted to do a YouTube channel. I was like saving up all my birthday money and all that, my savings and everything from Christmas and all that, to buy myself some stuff for some videos. So like Oreo, like stacking like 50 Oreos on top of each other and like eating it all in one video. But it never really worked out. I had like 60 subscribers or something like that. And then I ended up like deleting all the videos because I was like getting bullied in school. Well, actually, no, I was in high school. So like I did all my videos in middle school and then I just deleted all of them because someone found my channel or whatever. I just like deleted all of them, which is pretty sad because I want to go back and look at those, but they're gone now. So
That was like your first scope of internet embarrassment, I guess. Somebody found your channel.
yeah, which I'm very heavy about now is like you can't really care about what people think. Because if you care about what people think, how are you supposed to succeed in life?
Yeah, I've learned that too.
It's
dude.
hard to grind
Like,
when you're worried about opinions.
It definitely is. But then he brought up something like really good since like the beginning that I met him. He's like, opinions don't pay bills.
Yes.
That's a strong thing that he believes in. That's a strong thing that he kind of gave me to believe in as well. Like, I started posting a little bit of shorts and stuff like that. Like, I do days in a life as a 18-year-old realtor and stuff. So there's some that I post. I'm like, dude, I look like a fucking idiot, bro.
Yeah.
But then, like, you just got to, like, not care about what people think. And I don't anymore. Like, once you actually start doing it, you kind of just build that inner you that's just like, who cares, bro? Like, who cares? When it works out, everyone's going to ask how you did it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, and I'll give you like a hard example of something stupid that just happened. It literally happened yesterday. I closed a loan, right? $1 million loan for somebody. And I did it in 21 days. You're in the real estate industry. You're not. How long did it take you to close your house?
3 weeks to a month, maybe?
3 weeks.
Like
that dude did a good job, let me tell you. 3 weeks is like on a condo. I closed the condo in 3 weeks. I get a text message later on. This lady calls me a deadbeat, bro.
What?
I was like, are you kidding me?
Crazy.
You're about to collect fat stacks from your check. Like, we got this condo approved and submitted and done in less than 3 weeks. And for about 30 minutes, I cared about her opinion. And in 30 minutes, not only did I mess up my day, but I messed up somebody else's because I brought somebody else into it. And and then I went back and I was like, fuck this shit, dude. Opinions don't pay bills.
No.
Fuck this bitch. You know, I look up her numbers. She don't do anything in comparison that I do. I do millions every month. Millions.
Yeah.
She don't do nothing. I think in my past 5 years of doing mortgages, I've done more than she's done in 25 years of real estate.
Maybe it's just a jealousy thing, though.
Maybe, dude.
That's a big thing I've realized is, like, a lot of people just get jealous of where you're at in life, and they just, I don't know, they just can't see themselves doing what you're doing. So they just, like, kind of hate on other people for doing it.
Yeah, I love seeing y'all young kids hit it. So he's 18 years old. You're 19 years old.
Yep.
Both of you guys are slaying.
Mhm.
I mean, this dude's a different entrepreneur. He's just now starting to get into the YouTube stuff, but he's like doing real estate. He's already started it. Like, he's had some failure too. He had a detailing business that didn't go too good. My man almost lost his life though. So it's
Oh, he
different.
almost lost his life?
Yeah, he's
dude.
like mixing chemicals and shit.
Yeah.
What?
I was I was being so it was me and my boy. We were detailing a boat because like at the time
Sebastian, right?
Yeah, he was doing something else, and then I was kind of working my way into real estate and stuff like that. And we take on these little jobs. It's quick, few $100 and stuff like that. So we're just like, let's do this. We go over there, and we're just cleaning this boat. And normally we mix stuff together to get stuff cleaner and stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess I mixed the wrong things together, so I put some bleach and ammonia. And I really wasn't thinking at the time.
Mustard gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
And created
gosh.
mustard gas. It just started boiling upwards, and I just get a huge whiff of it, dude. And I'm like, wait. I was like, oh, that did not feel good. So I take the thing. It fell on the guy's seats, threw it in the middle of the canal, sprayed off his seats, and then I'm like, I start feeling it, bro. I'm like, shit, bro. I can't breathe. Like, it started to feel really, really bad. And then I get off the boat, and I look at my boy, Sebastian. I'm like, yo, I think we got to, like, go to the hospital. He's like, he was just like, wait, what? He was, like, starstruck by it. He was like, this is serious. And then we drove up to the gas station because I got into his car. The guy we were cleaning the boat for got me a water and stuff. Helped a little bit. We got to the gas station. I'm like, yo, I ain't going to make it to the hospital. So I ended up calling 911. Ambulance pulls up. They put me on some oxygen and stuff. They were ready to do other things too, like put a whole needle in my throat.
Wow.
But thankfully, they didn't have to do that. So I went to the hospital. I was only there for like probably a couple hours. An hour later, they walk in. This is how much you owe us. I'm like, bro, get out of here. I almost just died. I'll pay you tomorrow. But yeah, that was pretty much the whole story summed up. Yeah. It was scary, dude. It was really scary. And then after that day, I was like, dude, we're done detailing. We're done.
You just quit detailing after that?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'll help family and friends out and stuff if they need it, but
Would you detail my truck?
No.
I go
Dude,
to,
you
I go to
just
the
see
beach
the
too much.
inside of this truck.
I mean, we're right next to the beach, too.
Yeah, I
that
got
works.
coquina everywhere. It's bad.
In the seats.
We gotta get a different beach. I can't wait till it's done.
Yeah.
They're working it out there all the time. Like, it's crazy.
So for those of you that don't know, we're having our beach extended because it got washed out in a couple of hurricanes, but it's good now.
Even the pier.
Pier's trash.
I don't know if they were building
They're going to do
or
a
not.
concrete pier.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, finally. They're doing something.
It'd be
that's
nice
gonna
too. Could you imagine having some vendors or a restaurant on that?
Ooh.
That'd be sick.
It'd be like,
It would be sick.
it'd be like Daytona.
Yeah.
Daytona?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Daytona
cool.
Beach.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So the one thing I could say about this kid and all the businesses that he started is this kid hustles. And, I heard you say something on Instagram about the boomers, right?
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit what people say. I don't care if you hurt feelings when you say that. You're a young kid and you're fucking doing it. You're making money. And I think you coined the term, it's fuck you money.
Yeah.
You got people out here going to college.
Yeah.
And I've preached against college since day one when we started this podcast. It's for some people. It might be for you. If you're getting free college, like my son, he's probably going to go to college playing soccer for free.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll let him go. But if you don't think I'm going to teach my kid the hustle mentality,
Exactly.
Yeah.
you're wrong, dude. You are so wrong. And you said fuck you money. There's doctors out there with $300,000 in student loans.
Yeah.
This kid's probably making that in a month.
I don't know about a month, but a couple months, yeah.
A couple months. I mean, that's crazy to hear. And I don't know if you want to talk about it or you could, but would you ever say your fattest check you ever got at once?
Yeah. My highest month I've ever gotten paid was $180,000 in revenue. It's not final like profits, but
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm killing it in the mortgage game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing great, and you got me by $60K.
60.
Yeah.
So is yours consistent like 120 then? Or
but best month versus best
Oh,
month.
okay.
You know, consistently, I'd say, I mean, it's 5 figures, but
I haven't made those numbers yet because it's only been like a little over a month for me, but I'm sure I'll be there eventually.
Yeah.
Seems like I just need like a year or so like that. You know, I just need some solid. You know.
I mean, this is something that's solid. You guys got the setup and everything.
Oh yeah, we were very fortunate, dude. We brought up the idea. Did he tell you how we met?
No.
So I've been here for the grand opening, and we met and stuff. My mom introduced me to him, and basically afterwards, I go home. A couple weeks goes by, and I get a handwritten note by him. He's like, "Oh yeah, let's do coffee or something like that." You know, a month or something goes by, like, and then I give him a call or a text, and I'm like, "Yo, let's do that coffee." And basically he said, "Oh yeah, I got an idea for a podcast," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm down." And then I come here to see how legit the setup is, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is gonna be something, bro.
I was looking it up on YouTube, and it looked like official. I really wanted to be a part of it, so
yeah.
thanks for inviting me, guys.
I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, we
now,
appreciate it.
You know, we've chatted a little bit. We invited you here because we want to know how to get like you. You know,
Okay.
And I'm not like those boomers, dude. I'm in between generations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I have those boomer values.
Yeah.
But I also got that like millennial Gen X type hustle too.
Yeah.
As you've seen in my conference room right over there, hustle, grind, execution, and I live by that.
I love that.
So, you know, tell me a little bit about how to get like you.
All right. So basically, what you want to start off doing is to like study. You don't want to start anything yet. You really just want to study like the algorithms of YouTube, TikTok, everything, like social media in general. And after that, you find something that you enjoy and you're good at. So, and then I would just later, after a couple like weeks, maybe months of studying, because as soon as you start, you're dumping money into something. Like, and if you don't have the money for it, you're gonna have to do things yourself, like the editing, thumbnails, all that. So, you gotta know, like, you gotta come in there knowing that fact that you're gonna be spending some money.
Right.
And this is just for all like the new people that are wanting to get into as well. So after that, you hop into something that you really enjoy, and you got to put like a lot of time into it, like a lot of time. So like that's why I was talking about on my Instagram story, like boomers. I wasn't really like preferring to like middle-aged people or anything like that. I'm talking like the older generation. Like,
right.
What I mean by boomers, like 60 years old.
Yeah.
That's like just like the boomer mentality is like they just are so against like. Not really against, but they don't like support any of like the newer stuff nowadays.
Yeah, they don't.
Well, that's because they don't know anything about it. They've never seen people make money in it. And they grew up one way, dude. Back then, it worked to save, get a mortgage, and then retire at 50 or 60 years old.
Yeah.
Back then, that was how it was. You'd retire being a millionaire. Nowadays, dude, $1 million is like, I don't want to say nothing, but it's like nothing, bro.
It's nothing.
Like, you can go through that in the matter of a few months, dude.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
It's like it's not enough money to. It's not as much money as it was back then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just depreciating.
Straight ADD, but I should have worn my Air Force Ones. I did not.
No, I don't even know why I wore my Air Force Ones, to be honest. They're so dirty.
Dude, I came straight from FCAR, dude. Yeah. I was so pissed off because it took so long, bro.
Yeah.
Just talking about contracts and stuff like that was so boring. But yeah.
I just realized you're wearing Air Forces too.
Yeah.
Oh no, these are not Air Forces.
Or what are they?
They're just some regular
Nike Dunks.
Just regular white Nikes, bro. Just Cole stuff.
Look just like Air Forces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like $60, and I just throw them on because they look casual and goes with the whole workflow.
So we were chatting. You said consistency, right, and then knowledge. So even though it's you're not going to college, having knowledge of things that interest you, and like I looked at your channel and. Obviously you're following now on that channel is a lot younger generation.
Yep.
But I've like the way you talk, the way you chat, the way you interact in your chats and comments with these people, you're very respectable, commendable, and you like share your wealth of knowledge too. Mm-hmm. And like we met in a pretty cool way. We were on a cruise ship and just ran into each other. And I will tell you, dude, I don't go to the $5-10 betting tables for a reason. I go to the 5-10. I go to the 25, 50, 100 tables when I'm playing blackjack because when you go to those tables, those people actually are there to play blackjack. They know they play by the book. He comes and sits down next to me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, damn, dude, another kid's gonna come sit right next to me and then fuck up what I got going on with the dealer. I'm up like I don't know, probably $1,800 at the moment. He comes and sits down. He's got like 2 or 3 people standing behind him. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe he's good. Maybe he's good at blackjack because he's got people following behind him, not knowing who the fuck you were. But I heard my kids say, Dad, Munson's on the ship. Munson's on the ship. And I'm like, bro, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
And at the time, I couldn't care. So, here we are, it's late at night, playing blackjack. And, I'm giving him tips. He's giving me tips. We're just sitting there chatting back and forth. And then the one thing I will take from that older generation is I was taught to be genuine all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Being genuine got us into a really good conversation where we started talking business. We started talking YouTube. We started talking about helping each other. And then I said where I lived at. And he was like, ain't no fucking way.
Dude, that's the craziest thing. I don't know how we just found out we lived in this same city at the time.
Yeah.
It's a
Super close to each other too
meant
in
to
the
be
city.
situation, dude.
Yeah. And I was looking for, is that your folks' house that you are staying in?
Yeah, I just recently moved out like a month ago.
Yeah, I was looking at buying another property. My current residence, I was going to rent it out, and I was going to buy another house over there. And it was like 2 streets over from where his parents were. And I was like, dude, this is wild.
That's crazy.
So your new house, I like it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, I was a little jelly last night. I just built a nice-ass pool, and then I seen yours, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I just got it like a month ago. And just got everything got in there now, like all the furniture. It's really nice now.
Closet looks dope.
Oh yeah, the closet got remodeled and the pantry just got remodeled too. I'm just trying to get the outdoor kitchen later remodeled.
Do you got people living with you? You got a team?
No, I'm trying to get people to move in though. It's just me.
Yeah.
Big old house.
Who's editing all your stuff?
So actually,
do you have a team?
Yeah, so I got like a team of like 10, 15 people right now. But that's what I wanted to get more into is because I don't just do, I was talking to you off the podcast, but I don't just do like Munson. I'm kind of been like separating myself away from my like online brand to like my personal brand,
right?
The Shayden Blank brand. And just kind of like showcasing a little bit behind the scenes of like what I'm actually doing because I took like a ginormous break. I still am taking that break from Munson is because I just didn't really see like the long-term success into it. Yes, it was, massive. It had a lot of subscribers, but like, I just didn't see like, how am I supposed to make this a career? Like I wasn't making enough money, in words. Yeah.
So transition, right?
Yeah.
So now you're moving into this transition. You still got your, what started, and I'm sure you'll never forget like where you came from.
For sure.
I got to see all your plaques and stuff. So, I mean, that's got to be something, like these people are going to follow you forever. I mean, and some of those kids grew up with you and they're going to follow you into what you're transitioning to. So something that's more into the adulthood. And I like where you're heading with that. I mean, your mentality is just like ours. I was saying before we started the podcast, like, hey, his followers are a bunch of kids. Like we have to like mind our P's and Q's. Mm-hmm. And then something was like, man, look on Instagram so you could look up some things to chat with them about.
Yeah.
And now I started watching your stories and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
This is my type of dude.
Even my dad, he was like, yo, why'd you just swear in your story? No, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Dad.
No.
Yeah. So are your parents proud of you for what you've done?
Yeah, I would say that, they're definitely really proud of, the whole like come up story, I guess I could say. Like at the beginning, they weren't very like, just like that. I wouldn't say call my parents boomers, but like that boomer mentality I've been talking about.
Yeah. Of
like they just think, like a lot of people just think like, oh, you gotta work that 9-to-5 job because that's what I grew up learning. That's what you got to do as well. That's what I was talking about in my Instagram story. Mm-hmm. And just like they weren't really down for it because I initially started Twitch streaming. I think I said something about that earlier. But like 2 years I did Twitch streaming. My parents were like, yo, you're not making enough money Twitch streaming. You gotta get an actual job. So I started working at a nursing home. Yeah. Or nursing home.
Wiping butts?
No. I was not wiping butts. No, but I was just like a waiter. So like I would just, serve them food and clean up after their, the tables. And even this was during COVID time. So like I actually had to like deliver meals to their doors. So, I mean, I worked there for a year, $8 an hour. So.
Was it at Brookside?
The
one next to the city marketplace?
It was the one next to FBC.
Okay. Yeah, on 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask you about that. Like, how did your parents feel in the beginning and stuff like that?
Yeah, they were just very hesitant about it. They just wanted me to get an actual job, just like something to like, obviously make up for like the loss of like I'm not making enough money. But eventually like it picked up. Like the Twitch streaming after I was consistent with it and streaming every single day, even like, like me working the job, going to the gym and going to school every day, I still made sure I had an hour of time to at least stream because my mom was like, "Yo, you got to go to bed." I'm just like, "Mom, please give me like an hour."
What'd you stream?
I'll just Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
Just Fortnite, and he's cold too. He's cold.
How'd you make it entertaining for people? Like, what'd you do differently?
I just made sure. Okay, yeah, that's a big thing with Twitch streaming is how I made it through a little bit with Twitch streaming is I interact with the chatters. A lot of people mess up with Twitch streaming is they just don't respond to like chatters.
He didn't respond to me the other day.
What?
I said, "Yo, can't wait to see you in a couple days." He didn't respond to me. He responded to everyone else.
He probably read it. He read past it.
Nah, he's like,
"Oh,
"Who is
guy."
this dude?"
Yeah,
Nah.
for real.
No, it literally every comment that popped up, everybody was asking where he was at, like because he took a little hiatus. I was like, dang, kids love this dude. Like every question that popped up, where you at? Where you been at? How's everything going? And he was talking about his move a little bit. And
Yep.
It was pretty cool, man. It's cool to see that following and but it makes me wonder how old are those kids? And then how many of their parents also subscribe to and watch their stuff too? Because I play Fortnite with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I play like 2 or 3 games with my kids: Rocket League, Fortnite, and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's it. I'll play that with them. I used to play like Madden, but it's the same thing over and over again. Fortnite is the same, but it changes like every 6 weeks.
Yeah, this new season of Fortnite's just not it. Honestly, it's just like too hectic. For some reason, like they always have a good season and then they ruin it with like a bad season right after. I don't know.
It's very Mad Max-ish.
Yeah,
I haven't played it so long, dude.
I haven't played the season really much at all because I've just been so focused on like what I've been actually doing behind the scenes, which I haven't really got into too much. But basically,
Get into it.
Yeah. Basically, what I've really been doing is like faceless channels.
Faceless channels.
I heard those are popping now.
Yeah, a lot of people are hopping onto it, and basically, it's just like obviously channels you just don't show your face, but like it's into like different niches of YouTube. So like obviously, when I say niches, there's like makeup, there's technology, there's cars, and there's gaming. I hop into like all of them.
Makeup?
No, but like I just hop into like variety of different niches, like mostly gaming faceless channels. Really it just depends on the RPM of the niche, but I hop into like a lot of them, and then I hire people to like run them kind of for me. Like I pay thumbnail designers, editors, and things like people like that, and I just pay them weekly. And they run up these channels, and I'm making all this money behind the scenes, like my actual Munson brand.
Wow.
So, how do you find out what makes the most, like, what's it called? Per 1,000 views?
RPM?
Yeah.
So, it's kind of difficult, but you kind of have to have connections in a way to kind of go, like, in depth of, like, finding out how much you're going to get paid per 1,000 views. Average for, like, gaming is, like, 4 to 5, like, 5 to 6, something like that. But like other niches, like technology and cars, it was like 20.
So I was told by somebody that you figured out a way to do $32 per 1,000 views.
I did.
With gaming.
Yeah.
You want to get into that?
So basically, I do something, well, it's not that high, but like it's around that, something like that. I do something like compilations where I compile videos into one video. It's very risky to do, and YouTube is catching on to it, so it's not really the best thing to get yourself into, but that is like the higher RPMs for sure.
Now, does that get copyrighted?
No, because I mean it can be considered reused content, for reusing the same content over and over again, but if you kind of like work around it in a way, you can kind of bypass those I wouldn't say like breaking the rules of YouTube, but like it is your own content. And like the bigger YouTubers are doing compilations, so I don't see why people just can't really do it, to be honest. But YouTube is cracking down on it a little bit harder.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you making any money with like sponsorships or, let's say if there was an energy drink like First4M Nutrition, First4M Podcast? Just saying. Like if you guys want to reach out, your boy's getting jacked. So
yeah.
Does anybody do that for you?
It's mostly through my Munson brand. I'm getting sponsorships. Back in the day when I was consistent with it, I was getting a lot of brand deals and sponsors through my manager and like my org that I'm in. But now it just like been slowing down since like I just stopped posting and but I don't really be getting any like sponsors or brand deals through like the Faceless channels I run either, because those are just like, a separate type of like, and they want like a face.
Yeah.
So it's harder to get brands
On the Faceless.
on board of like Faceless type content.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I don't want to like ask too much because I know that you're getting into coaching, and coaching does cost money. So I don't want you to like give away everything. But
Yeah.
I appreciate you giving snippets to the crowd.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk afterwards for sure.
Okay, for sure, yeah.
But man, I really like what you're doing with the whole transition. I think it's cool, and you're extremely knowledgeable. The fact that you're so willing to share the wealth and tell everybody. I mean, you said it today, like you can make money, and it's very easy. Just let me show you how to do it. Here you are. I think the problem with people is they don't want to fucking do it.
They'll say fucking scam, bro. Yeah. Like it's every person that doesn't have much say every scam is it's an opportunity. Mm-hmm. They turn it down because it's a scam. Yeah. Like that's what poor people say. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, every scam is every opportunity is a scam." Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could literally just grab the cameras and walk outside to his truck, my truck, show our building, show like, dude, it's not. There are scammers out there, so
yeah, for sure.
Obviously, be aware of that. But there's some people that are truly trying to be genuine. And the first day I met you, and I was like. Like when we were talking, I was like, yeah, man, maybe you can help me with my podcast and my YouTube and some of the stuff that I'm trying to do to go viral. My nonprofit, I have a nonprofit that helps veterans. I was telling him everything, and he was like, yeah. And then I was like, one part of me was like, this kid's never going to fucking hit me up. Fuck it. Yeah. But then he was like, I was getting up from the table. He was like, yo, let me get your number.
Yeah.
And then we exchanged numbers. He texted me, no shit, here we are today. I mean, that was probably almost a year ago, but
I would say I was there probably a month ago when you called me.
No, I'm talking about the cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then like a month ago, I was like, yo, you still good to help me out on that podcast? Yeah. Like, got the schedule going. Here we are. Yep. So, I do got some questions that I want to ask you because for some of the people that do fanboy out there, do you have any celebrities that that follow you?
Okay.
Who is your favorite YouTuber outside of yourself?
Okay.
What YouTuber made the most impact on you? And then, other than us, what other up-and-coming YouTubers are you trying to help?
Okay, you might have to repeat those questions. What was the first one?
First one, are there any famous people that follow you, and which one is your favorite? No, I guess I'm not gonna ask you favorites. Name at least three famous people that follow you.
Okay.
That know who you are.
And
that have been like, oh, I follow you, or my kids follow you, or something like that.
I want to say not so many people like famous people follow me, but like I have connections with a lot of bigger YouTubers. Some, for example, like you probably wouldn't know him. Well, GE Vids first comes to my mind. I'm pretty close with him. He's like a Minecraft YouTuber who's like just absolutely massive. He's like destroying on shorts. Yeah. He's just like tens of millions of subscribers. Like he's massive. Quelbocob, I met him at I went to Vid Summit 2023. It's like a YouTuber meetup. I'm going this year as well. But I met Quelbocob, and my manager put me on like with a party at this bar or whatever, 18 plus. And Quelbocob was there, and Slogo Man, and like I was just talking with him about AI, because Quelbocob's huge on AI right now. I'm not sure if you know who Quelbocob is.
Yeah, I do. Only because of you, but yeah.
Okay. So Quelbocob's huge in AI right now, and I was like talking about AI. I'm like, yo, I'm also doing AI stuff, like AI translating my videos into Spanish and French and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, here, let me get your number real quick, and we can talk more about this, because he's running his own like AI like company, I think, but he's got like a huge team, huge stuff going on with AI right now. But he's receiving a lot of backlash because of it, because people don't think AI YouTubers are going to be like the next wave, but unfortunately it's definitely going to happen.
Bro, AI is taking over everything. Oh, even mortgages. We have a couple of AI mortgages. Wow. Yeah, like if you need a HELOC on your home, let's say you have like X amount of equity and you're like, bro, I need to pull some out because I need to invest it in this or this or this. You could do an AI HELOC, and I can have your money in 5 days.
What?
That's fucking crazy,
Disgusting, dude. AI is gonna take over. So if you're not using AI in your business, whether it be mortgage, real estate, car detailing, the wood shop that my wife has, the coaching business I have, the coaching business you have. If you're not using AI, you're done, dude.
Yeah, you're missing out.
You need to learn to adapt.
dude. Even something as little as like ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that helps tremendously, bro. Like generate me a caption. Show me the most trending hashtags. Like,
Exactly.
I ask AI for workouts. I'll be like, hey, what's
Workouts?
Yeah, I'll be like, man.
it works, bro.
Yeah,
It'll pop
actually-
up those little
yeah.
janky pictures
Yeah,
too, dude.
Yeah. Oh, wait, he pops up the pictures?
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, I'm working shoulders today. Give me 5 workouts for shoulders, and then it'll pop up 5 workouts for shoulders.
Yeah, usually I would like just search up TikTok for workouts, but that's a lot quicker.
Dude,
for
it gives
sure.
you scripts, fucking video ideas for reels and stuff like that. Like today, I looked up real estate video ideas. Whole list, dude. Like it was
Wow.
crazy. I was like, this is gonna help a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to come up with ideas left and right, dude. Like
Yeah.
it takes a lot. Because once you run through them all, you're like, you get to a point where you have so many posted, you're like, I already did that. I already did that. Like, I mean, I guess you could just do it again just to reach more people, but like, you can only do it so many times. You got to find stuff that works like better and more new.
Well, there's some things with it, like there with AI, that I just think aren't really good enough. Like, and it's being genuine. And then the other day when you and I were doing the cold calling shit back and forth, and I was like, well, hit me with something where you think that I can't answer back.
Mm-hmm.
And we went back and forth, and there's nothing you could say where I couldn't answer you back and get you interested, and I had you interested by the end of it, right? So there's some things that I think that AI can't do, and that sit here, like learn a little bit about you, listen to your story, and then be able to go, well, listen, you have this, but what about this? And it'll probably get there. It's just not there yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
but-
seen people be able to do the phone calls with them and stuff.
Workout already. I got my whole shoulder workout for later on tonight.
Thing with me, I'm not the very completely experienced with the gym stuff, so I have to like watch actual like people do the exercise.
That's how I am too.
Yeah.
Dude. I go on like Instagram, I'd be like, for the most jacked guy doing some crazy workout, and I just copy off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's like watching Munson on YouTube. Like if I watch him on YouTube, it's not going to turn me into that guy.
Yeah.
There's a workout though.
I'm just kidding, dude.
But
Part of this podcast is about talking shit, so got to throw a jab out there every now and then.
Yeah, I was looking into your previous episodes, and you were heavy about the 4 M's.
Yep. So 4M's: ministry, mortgages, military, and motivation. Motivation being our number one thing.
Yeah.
Because that motivation, if you don't have motivation, it's really hard to do anything in the military.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't have motivation, it's really hard to get up and want to do mortgages.
Yes.
And then if you don't have motivation, it's really hard for you to try and find something you can, minister to. And for us, him and I both are Christ followers. We would never push our religion on anybody, but for me to not to stand on business and start, talking about the shit that I believe in, I'm not going to do it. I respect your values. I respect your values. I respect all your values. But if you want me to do that for you, then you motherfuckers need to do it for me.
Yep.
And if you're not going to do that, get out of my face. Because I'm going to stand on business. I believe in Jesus. I think he's awesome. I don't think that you're a horrible person because you cursed. I don't think you're a horrible person because you sinned 1 time or 2 times. I think the world's about being great, fucking up, and then getting better from it. I mean, Albert Einstein, dude fucked up so much growing up. He was illiterate. He wasn't really good at math. He was dyslexic. The dude failed a ton and then became better. But that dude also had motivation to want to be better.
Failure's supposed to build you too, dude.
Yep.
Failure. You should learn from your mistakes. That's why fucking up is okay. I try and tell my kids all the time, like, my son plays soccer and make a bad move, he'll fuck up, and I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm like, dude, I don't care.
Like I like failing and stuff too. Even when I'm like, I hit the phones heavy now. Like I'm on the phone, like I'm always cold calling and stuff. Probably like 4 hours straight, dude.
Did you hit dude up?
Which one? Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah. So he had like a $3 million deal, and the guy like pushed him off, and I was like, call him back tomorrow. So, and I gave him like a little script to hit. What'd he say?
Oh, dude, I forgot. He was like, I think he said something along the lines of like, I didn't send him the right properties or something. Not the right ones, but I didn't send him enough because there was only a certain amount that are available in this MLS. Mm-hmm. He didn't tell me that he was looking elsewhere where our MLS doesn't reach. So anyways, he was like, yeah, I found this property and I forgot the location, but it was just an X location. And I was like, what I could have done better is like digging elsewhere outside of the MLS that we're in.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that he wanted to go outside of that because when we spoke, he specifically told me that he wanted to stay over here. But after that, I did kind of learn that if there's something available, I can, of course, present that as an option to somebody.
That's what it was. He was like, dude, I lost this $3 million deal. And I'm like, well, why? And he goes, I don't know. I was like, call him back and then ask him, listen, I know you moved on, but I'm young and I'm growing. What could I have done to get better? He failed, right? Mm-hmm. He calls the dude. Now the dude is like, whoa, what the fuck? I respect this kid now. And he's probably going to end up using him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
what he told me on the phone. He's like, okay, cool. I like that you called me and asked that. He's like, if I need anything in the future, I'll let you know and give you another shot. So I was like, all right, bet. Put him on a 3-month follow-up and call him here in a few months, see if he needs anything. But
yeah,
it's the biggest thing with it is keeping up with people. That's where I think a lot of people slack, especially like the real estate world. Like a lot of these agents are lazy. That's why 90% of them fail. Yeah. And only 10% actually sell. So they don't follow up with people. They call them once. Oh, I don't want your services right now. Yeah. Someone that says they don't want my services right now or don't want anything to do with real estate right now, 3-month follow-up. Call you in 3 months, see if you change your mind. You know what I mean? You want to sell in 3 months? Okay. No? Okay, well, I'm going to call you anyways. It's just to see how you're doing.
I got a question for you. Do you think it's harder for you to succeed in this like real estate world being so young?
It's iffy. I mean, I think it depends on the person. You know, I feel like people of higher class, like richer people, they're going to look at me and be like, why is this 18-year-old trying to sell my $2 million mansion here in Palm Coast? But people that just like, some people also want to give the younger crowd a chance. Yeah. And there's not a lot of realtors that are 18. I think I'm probably the only realtor that's like 18 years old here in Flagler County. Yeah. I'm pretty damn sure I am.
And luckily for him, and I'm not saying that this is where your success comes from, but his mom is one of the best real estate agents in the county.
I'll tell you, it helps a lot.
So it's generational for him to like to jump into this role, but he also doesn't take anything from his mom. Yeah. Like his mom doesn't give him business. His mom makes him earn business, and that's one thing I respect about their family is they're never gonna give him shit except for the tools to be successful. And I think that's what parents are lacking today is like, let's give our kid a fucking car. Let's give our kid this. Let's give our kid this. No. My kid's 13 years old. I bought him a piece of shit truck, and he had to sand it himself. It's up in the paint booth. He's mowing yards so he can afford wheels and tires on it, and it needed a new transmission. This dude is 13 years old, and he's doing chores to earn money for it. I'm making my kid earn it, so the day he turns 16, he's going to respect that fucking truck. Yeah. His mom does that for him in business and real estate. Yet the only thing that his mom gave him was a place to work, and this kid is killing it. His mom's super cool too. Like when it comes to people who are successful, you know, she come from nothing. She worked at a different real estate company, outsold most of the people in our county, and then just blew up out of nowhere. Started her own business. She's got an awesome partner too. Her and Emily are both killing it. I'm not gonna name drop their company because I have other real estate agents that I work with, but you can name drop it. But I respect the hustle from you guys. But I do want to go like touch on those 4Ms. For you, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
I want to know where you stand with ministry. I want to know how it was in the mortgage process for you and you purchasing your first home. You know, how you feel about military and what's going on with that. And tell me about motivation. I want you to get gritty with that because you're 19 years old, slaying the world. You got all the motivation. You're fucking hustling. You was working all day. You were podcasting. You came here, you're about to head out and go somewhere else and meet another group of business associates that you fuck with. So, like, let's hear what you got. Where do you stand on ministry? Let's knock that out of the park first.
Ministry, okay. I am Christian, but right now I'm lacking going to, like, church, finding, like, a church to go to. I really want to, like, definitely, like, develop or, you know, grow my relationship with God, of course. It's just been lacking. I really need to start going to church. If you can, after this, send me some like recommendations, like if you know.
Oh, I
got the best church for where you live at. I'm not gonna say where you live at.
I forgot you're not.
But I have the best church for you. We'll chat about that afterwards. I'm glad you said it like that. I am Christian. I am a believer, but I'm not where I am. I'm going to tell you right now, nobody's perfect, dude.
Yeah.
Being humble enough and having the vulnerability to say that I'm lacking and I need more, you're light years ahead of most people.
No, that's accountability.
Yeah. So, not saying that you're in a bad spot either,
Yeah.
but I mean that's true accountability. For you to know that you need more, that's dope. And for you to admit that publicly too, my man, I think that's what y'all's generation. I am gonna beat up y'all motherfuckers for a little bit. Y'all young folk, y'all, some of them, either you're all in on Jesus or you're like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
believing.
See, I try to go every Sunday, dude. Like I'm pretty much there every Sunday, unless I'm out of town or got something going on like earlier in the morning Sunday. That's
Never invited me to church. he don't like introducing his old friend to all his young friends.
Okay.
I go by myself. I don't really even go with anybody. I go there, I sit there for an hour, then learn a little bit, listen to the gospel, and then head out and continue on with my day.
I'll be honest, dude. I don't have a home church.
I go to Parkview.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I go to Parkview.
Parkview.
There. It's a really nice church.
Yeah.
Like
Parkview's great. I like Parkview.
No, yeah.
I just wasn't gonna say where he lived at, with this massive
'cause-
following. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, Parkview's a great
crowded
church,
church.
and there are great churches here. I just haven't found one that's like home to me. So I found like a couple online that I like. Journey Church online is great.
Is that like live videos and stuff?
Yeah, and then
It's
Brittany.
not the same.
Brittany's from Nashville. She has an awesome church up there that we used to go to when we lived in Nashville. It's called Long Hollow Baptist Church. Now it's just Long Hollow Church, non-denominational, and that's an awesome church. I like watching them online. I don't think you have to be in four walls, right? You don't have to be in a church for it to be church. I mean,
For me, it feels more like it's just the feeling of being there and actually listening to them. It just you kind of feel the presence of God. That's my view on it.
And also surround yourself around other people.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can meet
surrounding
people
yourself
there.
around people.
Yeah.
Yep. You're an average of the 5 people you're around the most, so that's important to be around. That is the good part about going to church. For me, I have 4 kids and a wife, and my wife likes to go eat after church, so I try and like steer clear, only because I don't want to pay for 6 people to go eat every single weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you opened up. That's super cool. Now the mortgage process. You just purchased your first home.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pay cash?
No.
You got a mortgage.
I did. It was a jumbo loan.
I cannot believe he didn't use me, dude.
Sorry
We're about to
about
fight
that.
on camera, dude. No, I'm totally kidding. So no, it's cool. Tell me about your process, how it went.
So basically, I was looking to buy like a smaller house for like cash. So saving up money every single month. Was going to buy a smaller home full cash. But later I found out that I had like enough tax returns, 2 years of tax returns to, get a mortgage. So I'm just like, all right, I'm getting a mortgage then. Because then I can just, with that, 7% I'm spending each month on interest, I'll make more on that money I saved from that mortgage
Right.
on my business. So I just got a mortgage on the $1.3 million house.
Fat stacks.
It's on the water.
No, not on the water. It's like 30 minutes out from the
It's in a
beach.
community.
He does
Yeah,
have
it's
water in his backyard, though.
Yep.
Nice pool.
Yeah, pool and a pond
Big's
next
the
to
pool.
it. I don't even know, but it's
I don't even know.
pretty big. I don't know
That's
the
awesome.
square footage or anything.
I don't know.
Did you throw a housewarming party yet?
Not really. Like a house party, but
Oh, okay. I got you.
Also didn't get invited to that.
Yeah,
Man,
for
I
real.
get nothing, man.
I'll get you next time. Though.
Sweet. Now, so was the process easy?
Yeah.
Was it a lot easier than you thought? Did your mortgage broker, did he make it seamless for you, or were there some headaches or bumps in the road?
Yeah, so things I took from it, the whole process was the guy I was working with, I don't feel like he gave me enough houses. Like, I was going through them like, wildfire.
Your
loops.
agent?
No. Huh?
Your agent?
Yeah.
No.
And I just didn't like any of the houses he was suggesting, and they were also like 2 hours away. I'm trying to, obviously stay close to family as well. And my mom ended up finding the house I actually bought, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he didn't really find, which is fine, because obviously I like the house, but.
Was your agent local to here, or was he local to your new area?
I think he's local here.
Okay. You want to name drop him? Get him some
I
business?
actually don't even know his name. Because to be honest, my mom is my personal manager.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you right now that if I'm working with you, you know my name.
Yeah.
Dude, I would've found you
Because
the
it's part of
house
my branding.
ASAP.
It's part of my branding. When you look up my Instagram, Like you might know me as Steven Swarner because of like we got to know each other on a personal level, but when you look at my Instagram, you know me as the Florida mortgage guy.
Yep.
Right? That's my personal branding. So when I get to know you, you know everything about me. You know I got 4 kids. You know about the 4 M's, right? You know about my mortgage industry. You know about the military. You know about everything I do because building your personal brand, like you're doing with Shayden Blank.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Shayden
you're good.
Blank. I keep saying black because of the whips, but Shayden, like what you're doing with Shayden Blank is like super important. Like
Yeah.
you got to build that brand, and that's if I was your mortgage guy, you would have known my name.
Yeah, I don't know. My mom is a personal manager. She managed everything, the whole process for me. I pay her each month to be my manager, so I just like.
Did you retire your mom?
No, that's the plan though. That is definitely the plan.
That's awesome.
And my dad.
And your dad?
Yeah.
What do they do? Are you cool with sharing that?
Yeah, I can't really go too much in detail. But my dad, I don't know if I can say that. Well, I'm just gonna say he's a construction worker.
Okay.
But higher up construction worker.
Okay.
And then my mom does things in the school industry. So can't really go into too much detail.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't share too much personal. The internet's crazy. These
Yeah,
days,
it is crazy. But yeah, they don't have like a big, I don't want to say big, but like they're well off. They're definitely well off. Like they have their house with a pool, everything. Like they're sitting good right now. But I definitely want to like get them in a position where they just don't have to worry about any money anymore.
Yeah. Now, did you grow up pretty fortunate, or did you like some people say, "Oh, I came from Section 8, didn't have much." How'd you grow up?
I wouldn't say it was Section 8, but I grew up in a house with my 3 other brothers in like a house that would just like wasn't. It was like a 3-story house, but like this was in Michigan, and for Michigan for this house, it was pretty nice. But like compared to Florida, obviously, it's just like, yeah. But it was like a house that was always flooding in the basement. It was like mold coming up everywhere, and like I was actually in the bedroom in the basement, and there was like water coming up underneath the stairs and all that. So like I definitely didn't come from somewhere that was like lower end like level. I was definitely came from like, mid class for sure.
Lower middle class.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm definitely grateful because my parents are like fantastic. They're like,
hard workers.
Yes, they are.
That's another thing with me too. Like I don't come from nothing. You know what I mean? Like I've seen my parents when they were like didn't have much.
Yeah.
We were still living pretty good, but I've also watched like my mom become successful. I watched her come up. Like I've seen the moves she makes, and I've watched how hard she worked. So it's not like I was born into this whole thing, and I'm also more mature enough to understand where I'm at and how fortunate I am. You know what I mean? Like I'm not arrogant. I don't take it all for granted. You know what I mean? I'm very thankful for it, and I'm very aware of it. So it's not like I'm one of those spoiled kids that are just like, oh yeah, I don't care. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm definitely very grateful that I was able to move to Florida because that's where just everything changed for sure. And definitely just my parents overall just being like so hardworking at their jobs, like eventually like leveling up, just getting better and better jobs, better and better positions in those jobs, and just like just setting my brothers up and me to be in a position where we can just do like kind of what we want.
Are you the oldest?
Yeah.
Nice. Are they how old is your?
We're all 2 years apart, so I'm 19. I'm turning 20 in November. My brother is 17, and then 15, 13. So we're all 2 years apart.
Nice.
How are they doing?
You set the bar pretty high for your brothers, dude.
Yes, I did. I definitely set the bar really high for them.
Good.
And my parents don't expect them to be me. They actually like are kind of against it because my parents don't see me as much as my other brothers.
You don't think it'll ever be like the Paul brothers? You don't think it'll...
No, I really want my other brother to like hop on to what I'm doing. He tried it for a little bit. He just didn't see this like kind of like success he was doing. He even like did a very good job like just not listening to the haters. Like he was getting pretty like a lot of backlash in high school from like people just making fun of him. Because he was like a popular kid, and when I started doing it, I wasn't very popular. So like,
yeah,
he definitely received a lot more like hate than I did, but at the same time, he kept pushing. Like to be honest, the hate that he received, I would have quit like a way long time ago. Like, but he kept pushing.
Don't
like,
say that, bro. We were talking about.
I know, I shouldn't be saying that, but like it was bad.
Yeah,
it was bad. Like for him being so popular in school.
That's crazy. I was super popular in school. I'm like the complete opposite of you, dude. I was super popular in school and super poor. Like, crazy poor, but I don't, for some reason, maybe it was my big mouth talking to everybody. I played sports. I played football. I wrestled. I boxed. I was always getting in fights. That might have been one reason everybody knew me, but I, I never had a problem meeting people and getting to know people. And I think because of that, I was able to build who I am now. But I come from like dirt floor poor. Like I can never tell the boomer story of how I walked 5 miles uphill both ways to school.
Yeah.
But I can say that I had tons of brothers and sisters living in a single wide trailer and 5 of us sleeping on a floor. Like it was that poor. But I never want to fucking be like that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be our segue to motivation because
yes,
I never want to fucking be like that. I will make sure my kids are never like that. My grandkids are never like that. I'm going to leave generational wealth. And just like you're doing with your brothers, you're like, man, I want him to hop on and do stuff like that. Me, complete stranger, you're like, yo, dude, I'm going to help you. Like that helping everyone around you. It is okay to be the baddest and pass somebody up.
Yeah.
But when you got a chance to fucking turn your hand around and pull somebody up, that's true motivation. Yep. When you can motivate others into that shit, that's what's cool. And no matter where you stand politically or religiously or anything like that, be a decent fucking human being. And when you can help. But I can't fucking help you if I'm not motivated to do it my damn self. So if you think that I'm a cocky son of a bitch, you're going to have to hold up a little bit and let me get up that mountain before I turn around and grab your ass.
Yep.
So tell me about motivation. What motivates you every morning? And what motivated you to start?
Well, first, I want to go off more about what you were talking about earlier where you said you were like started off like trailer park and all that, sharing the bedroom with your brothers and sisters. My dad was the same way. Like, not the same way, but he grew up in a family with a lot of siblings, and he didn't have much money growing up either. My mom was a little bit different. It wasn't as bad, but like that definitely, that's why I want to go like with it was just like motivation. Definitely what you're talking about is because like I feel like when you grow up with that mentality that you grow up like not so fortunate family, it motivates you to, make it in life and like just do your absolute best so you can get your family out of that hole. So
yeah.
But what motivates me is just overall like goals. I set a ginormous goal, whether it be the Corvette C8 that I bought initially.
And he gets that shit.
Yeah. So I put that into I just put that into a Google sheet. Like I put like goal right there. Boom. Corvette C8. Saved up the money, grinded for it, bought it full cash. And then like to the next goal, which is like a house. So like I grinded for it, saved up the money for the down payment, all that. And then just the next goal. I don't know what the next goal is right now. I believe it's definitely going to be like paying off my mom's mortgage, my parents' mortgage. Right now they're trying to move into a new house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you. So
hey,
what
in Florida?
Okay. You know what I love about you? Your goals, like you're picking the true end game. Some people will be like, man, my goal is to get 1 million followers. No, bitch, that's the step to the goal. Mm-hmm. That's like, if you're not going to be successful just getting 1 million followers, like what's the goal? Why do you want 1 million followers? You went straight to it. So your parents did a hell of a job raising you because you know what you want. And to say my next goal is to put my mom away, that's big boy shit.
I've been trying to keep it low. I want to surprise them. So like,
oh, don't share the podcast, Mom. It's coming.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it low so they don't find it. But like, yeah, that would be like really cool. Just like even record the moment. Like I don't have to record it, but like that would just be cool to keep to myself. And then just like pull out like $60,000 in cash, boom, on the table, like just retire your parents or something like that. Not with $60,000 cash, but pay off the mortgage, stuff like that.
That's all they owe?
No,
I was about to say
I don't know how much
that'll be easy, bro.
I don't know how much they owe. It's definitely not 60 because they just got a house like a year ago.
Yeah. It's a nice house too, so I'm sure it's like pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But that's a good goal to have. My son said the same thing. He's like, Dad, when I go pro in soccer, the first thing I'm going to do is pay off your house. And I'm like, it's going to have to be a second house because ours is already done, cuz.
Yeah.
But that's super cool, man. I hope my kid does pay off my house. I'm gonna go get out a loan on it, so he has something to pay off, so I can live a little. All right, so how are you gonna get to that goal?
that's what I want to get into a little bit. It was investments. I just need to invest my money into something that can make me more while I save up the money to do that.
Want some real estate?
You want some real estate?
Yeah. Real estate, definitely rental properties I wanted to get into in the future for sure.
You should. That's long money. Just so you know, like
that's like 10-year investments.
Yeah, what you're doing right now, the short money game is good. Is great.
Yeah.
That's when you want long money. It's big money, but it's long money. And then, let's say you find a house. You know, let's say a duplex. I would start with a duplex, and I only say that because I know where you're at in life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a duplex or a multifamily home, you put 20% down. There's some loans or investment loans I can do for like 10% down, right? So you do 10% down, and then you got all these other people coming in. You got, let's say it's a fourplex. You got 4 people coming in and paying rent. They're paying the mortgage for you. So yes, you are out your 20% down, but then you got 4 renters paying your mortgage. You let that sit, it's baking money for you.
Yeah.
And they're paying that mortgage down. So then you hit me up like 5 years later. Steve, I've got people renting this out, been doing it for 5 years. How much equity I got in it? And I go, dude, you got $200K equity. And you're like, all right, well, let me pull that out, and I'm going to take that 200 and I'm going to go buy 3 more fourplexes.
Yeah.
And that's how you do that method.
And that's generational wealth too. That's how that's created, is a lot of real estate. I mean, 90% of people get rich off of real estate.
Like you said in your thing today, like you're starting early. You don't have kids. You can afford to risk it right now.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
I started having kids at your age, and don't be like me. Don't be like, I love my kids. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like you have an opportunity right now to focus on doing something. Definitely have kids before 30.
Yeah.
Definitely have kids before 30, but keep doing what you're doing for a couple more years before you let somebody tie you down.
Yeah.
And take it. You know, and my wife has been great. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be successful today. I wouldn't have the bank account. I have the cars we have, the pool, the house. Like, we wouldn't have that had I not have my wife beside me to support me, tell me, hey, you fucking up. Like, my wife's a soldier, bro.
Mm-hmm.
My wife she's super cute. She's super nice. But at the same time, she'll be like, hey, you got a fucking family? Get up.
Yeah.
You know, she's been my voice sometimes. She's been on the days where I'm like, man, I don't know if I can get up, man. I'm battling with that PTSD, right? And I'm battling with the stuff that happened in the military. And then my wife will be like, well, if you don't, who is?
Exactly.
And I got to get the fuck up. You're in a point right now where you're like, I ain't got to worry about kids. I'm just out here doing me. And you're making good moves. Cars aren't the best moves. That's still a goal.
Yeah.
It's still a goal, and I'm glad you got what you want. The house was the move.
Yeah, definitely. I actually ideally needed a car when I got the Corvette C8, but I didn't need to get something that nice. I just wanted to reward myself with something because I just been grinding so hard. I never really bought myself anything nice like that.
Which one did you get?
2023 3LT.
3LT?
Just regular, not a Z06.
Was it like 500 horse?
Yeah, 495.
That thing is sick, dude. It's black on
all
black.
Blacked
too.
out.
You know the Jaguar F-types?
Are you going to do a faceless content just on the C8?
No. Maybe in the future. We'll see. But
start kitting it out. Then have YouTube pay for all the upgrades you're doing.
Yeah, I could just run up like a different Munson channel, like Munson IRL, and just put like all my car stuff, house stuff. But
when that gets big, remember the idea came here.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No. But yeah, you're right. Cars are depreciating assets. It's not a good thing to get yourself into.
That one's a lot harder to depreciate, though.
The truck.
No.
Oh, the Corvette?
The Corvette.
You know, I feel like that's iffy because I feel like a car can help you grow a personal brand too. It kind of just like makes people aware, like, oh, he's doing something.
Success.
Exactly. Which I don't think it's the worst thing to buy, especially if you're trying to grow a personal brand. People can see that. It's more of like a visual thing, even like a nice watch or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely is. Which
I'm a nerd with watches, dude.
Me too.
What sucks is I've got 4 Rolexes, and then like now that I have this, like I never wear my Rolex. The other day,
for you.
Yeah, I bet. I don't know if they'll fit. They probably won't fit me now because I mean I've lost so much weight and started getting back in shape. But every Rolex I have is like gain value.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a nice piece of jewelry, get a Rolex, dude.
Just don't get something bust down.
Yeah, definitely not.
No lifestyle.
What does bust down mean?
Just fully diamonds.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, I was gonna say you're really old.
I am. there is a huge age gap. I mean, I'm 35. You're 18. You're 19.
Yep.
14. Was that? No.
I don't know. We can
16-year difference for
More
us.
quick
17
maths.
for y'all. Mortgage guy should be a little smarter than that, but
This is the guy that deals with your numbers. Remember that.
I also hire people, so don't talk shit.
My bad.
Yeah. All right. We talked motivation. We talked ministry. We talked mortgages.
Mm-hmm.
Military.
Military.
Anybody in your family military?
Yeah, my cousin. I don't know if I can say his name, but my cousin he's like a doctor in the Navy.
A corpsman in the
Yeah,
Navy.
a corpsman.
Badow. That's
you
my
a-
man. Shout out to the Navy.
Are you a corpsman?
I'm Navy search and rescue, so I love the Navy. I love everything about it. Love corpsmen. You know, if it's not for corpsmen, Marines wouldn't come home safe.
Yeah.
You know, SEALs wouldn't come home safe. Corpsmen are they're where it's at, so that's cool. Is he a flight medic or is he a corpsman?
I think he's just a corpsman.
That's
He's
awesome.
I don't think he's flight.
It's not just a corpsman. Flight medics are like they're like the officers. Like
Oh,
the corpsman.
I think he's
they're-
officer. He's definitely an officer.
Okay, cool. That's sweet.
Yeah.
I don't
My
know
bad.
anything about any of that.
I don't know. I don't know much, but I definitely respect anyone that gets himself into military for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Dude, that's
Of course.
It's like
Maybe I'll get a military discount on your YouTube coaching.
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool, man. Is anybody else military in your crew?
No. Nope. Just
No?
him.
All right. So I'm gonna hit you with a statistic I hit our last guest with, and I'm gonna ask you if you knew about it. So in 20 years of war,
Mhm.
how many soldiers? 22 years of war. How many soldiers do you think we lost?
You said 20 years?
22 years of war. This Afghanistan-Iraq war we were just in.
I feel like it would be a lower number than I expected because of whole Donald Trump stuff. Like, he did a very good job.
Mhm.
Maybe under like 10,000. Maybe. Is that lower?
No, you're right.
really?
It's under 10,000.
Wow.
7,000 people died in war. And God bless every soul that went out and served. You know, regardless of what your job was, you lost your life serving for this country.
Yeah.
You and your family deserve the world for that. And this country probably deserves to respect you more than they're probably doing now. Because our country is kind of atrocious at the moment.
Definitely.
No matter what side you're on, shit's just getting crazy. But with that being said, the suicide rate for mental health, aka mental health, lack of motivation. How many people you think died?
Probably definitely more.
Definitely
Am I wrong?
140,000 people
Wow.
took their own lives. 22 years.
Wow.
22 years. 22 people, 22 veterans a day take their own life.
That's terrible.
And they do that because you get in, you have this motivation to be the best, do the best, yada 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 yada. And like you're held to this standard up here. The standard that you hold yourself to every day because you got all the motivation. I mean, you're trying to do big things, right? Imagine that's your life and then you're like, "Oh shit, if I don't do this, I'm going to die or somebody's going to die." Right? So they're held to this huge standard. And then they get out, and then like you're like it's like you're worthless now.
Yeah.
You're worthless. That's the feeling you get. None of you guys are worthless, but that's the feeling you have when you get out because you're like, oh shit, man, like what am I gonna do now? You know, without the military, what the fuck am I? Right? Because you're born and bred by your parents. 18 years of raising, they do. Overnight, you go to boot camp, boom, now I'm going to re-raise you in 9 weeks, 11 weeks, 13 weeks if you're Marine Corps. And they're like, we're going to re-raise you, and now you're this new person. And now you have to live up to these standards. You got to get better every fucking day because there's a ranking system, right? You got to get better. You got to E1, E2, E3. Then you go O1, O2, O3 to get better. And then these dudes, they get out, and half the fucking jobs don't relate to the civilian world.
Yeah.
Luckily for your cousin, he has an awesome job. He can get out, be a paramedic. He can be a nurse. He can be a doctor. He can do something in the medical field. Somebody like me who did search and rescue, what the fuck am I gonna do? Be a lifeguard? You know, I mean, I'm in the town for it for sure, but I mean, I'm not gonna make any money or be successful being a fucking lifeguard.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I'm not gonna make any money doing like it's not every day somebody needs searched and rescued for. What the fuck am I gonna do? Run around these woods and try and look for people that are lost and missing? No. So, my life had to change. I battled depression. I tried to commit suicide while in the Navy. Got out not knowing what I was gonna do with my life, and I fucking put myself through a spiral. Right. Like, am I gonna be successful? Right. And then I have kids I gotta take care of. I got a wife I gotta take care of. And I played the victim game. Like a lot of unsuccessful people, I played the victim game. You don't never hear rich people playing the victim. And when I say rich people, I'm not talking fucking internet famous, fucking celebrity famous. I'm talking about your fucking rich people. Have you ever heard Elon Musk play the victim?
No.
All right, that's super far right Republican, super far left Republican. Jeff Bezos. You ever heard that motherfucker play the victim? No. Neither one of them. So, like you, I did my own knowledge. I was like, or my own studying. I was like, what am I going to do? The only thing I'm really good at is talking, bullshitting, and helping people. I love doing that. Maybe I can, I don't know, get into real estate. Real estate turned into mortgages. Mortgages turned into me helping tons of people be able to get into their homes, right? Which turned into me helping coach other mortgage people into being better mortgage people, which turned into maybe I should just get on a podcast and talk shit with Munson and Jason. Like your life just evolves and you got to be able to risk it and go with it no matter what state you're in, because I was that guy working the 9 to 5. Now I think that's the cool part and the cool dynamic of our podcast is I have tons of life experience, right? I was a military dude, 9 to 5 dude. Now there's no hours. I work 8 days a week, 25 hours a day, 400 days a year. Like it, and people are like, "Oh, you're crazy." No, you and I were on a cruise, right?
Yeah.
It was a fun cruise.
Yep, definitely.
What was it like? It was a 9-day cruise.
I think it was like a 7.
7-day cruise.
Dude,
It was a
for 7-day cruise.
a longer. It was the first cruise I ever took all the kids on, and I was like, "What?" And it turned out being like one of the best cruises. Mm-hmm. You know what my family knows? My family knows that if I get a phone call, I have to pay for the internet package. I got to take that call. You know why? Because they get to do cool shit like go on cruises while their friends are sitting at home playing Fortnite and watching Munson on YouTube. My kids like to live that lifestyle. That my kids like to go to the Florida Keys and go fishing, go out on boats and have a good time. But if you don't prep your family for, or the people that are around you for the type of lifestyle that you want to live, then you're not going to be successful at home either.
Yep.
So you guys are young and you're doing it reverse as fuck. Like you're going to be taking care of your parents one day.
Yep.
Because you risked everything at such a young age. And some people are like, "Oh, what did he risk? He got on YouTube, he grabbed a microphone, he got a camera, put it in front of him and played some video games." This dude elected to change his fucking life and not be the same as every single one of you. This dude elected to do something completely different and has turned it into 6-7 figure incomes. Definitely 10 figures in followers, like 9 figures in followers. This dude's crazy. I would have never in my life been like, "Fuck, I'm going to get on YouTube and be famous."
Yeah.
I would have never thought, "Hey dude, I'm gonna make $1 million." I would have never thought that I would even be at mortgages making the money I make in mortgages. This dude's almost half my age and has taken off. And you're on the path of a takeoff already, dude. So
thanks, man.
I mean, shit, dude. Like I want to give my kids the life your mom gave you. And your dad grew up a lot like me. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that he had the some of the mental health struggles or am I good enough dad? Am I doing the right thing for my kids? He was probably really strict. Your dad was probably super strict growing up.
My mom was probably more strict than my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Who busted that ass more?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, and I bet. I've never met his parents, but I will tell you this right now. I bet if you disrespected your mom, your dad was off his ass and on you, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, your mom's the queen of that household, man. And I noticed that, you said, I hired my mom to be my manager. Mm-hmm. nobody knows you and cares for you the way your mom does.
Yep.
Some of that stuff does kind of scare me though, because you hear about like the Olsen twins. Their parents took all their money. Macaulay Culkin's parents took all his money. Aaron Carter and Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys and the other boy band group. Their parents took all their money. The Biebs, his parents took most of his money, and he's still worth like $500 million. Wow. Are you scared your parents would ever do that to you?
No. I mean, my parents love me way too much to be doing something like that, to be honest. And
you would just share it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Man, I wish he was my son.
Of course.
That's what it's all about, man. You got to work hard and then provide for the people around you. I mean, that's the main reason why I want to become successful, not just to provide for myself. Yeah, all that stuff is nice, the cars, the houses, the vacations and stuff, but honestly, it'd make me more happy to see a smile on someone else's face than just having my own items. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather give someone an item that I want than just to see the smile on their face and receive it myself. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's what motivates me a lot right now, is because I'm watching my dad wake up at 4:30 in the morning every day to go to work, and he's got to drive an hour there, hour back, like 10-hour work days, 12-hour work days, and then he's got to do college on top of that because he's trying to benefit his life and make even more money in that job.
You would hurry up and retire that dude.
Yeah, like even my mom too. Like she's managing my stuff and also working her job as well.
We got to talk outside of this, because with the money I have, the money you have, and the skill set your dad has, we don't actually have to like retire him. We can turn this into like a investment. We can have your dad do some construction and building stuff for us. You know, start small communities, and we'll have to talk off camera about some business stuff in the future. But I'm always down to risk it for the biscuit, dude.
Definitely, we'll talk about more about that.
I've lost a lot of money in my life growing.
It's gonna happen, dude.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, when I hit, dude, I hit. It's like sitting at that blackjack table again, dude. You know, you might lose a few hands, but once you get that ace and that jack, you like, woof.
Yeah.
It's a rush, man. Life's a gamble.
Yep, definitely.
So outside of paying off the house, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you see yourself doing?
I see myself retiring my parents, paying off the house that I have a mortgage on, paying off the cars, and just like setting myself with financial freedom and my parents. Maybe even set up my brothers too, like get them in the right direction, and then hopefully have a wife and a kid by then, and then just start to like enjoy life a little bit. Because obviously when you're a young age, you put so much stress on yourself. Life doesn't feel like as rewarding. Yeah. I shouldn't say that because I've done kind of really well for myself, but when you put a lot of stress on yourself like this, and you're not doing the typical route of 9 to 5, it's just like it's a little bit different, and I don't know.
Any prospects on the wife and kid?
What do you mean?
Any prospects? Any women out there?
Oh, no.
It'll come when it's.
Yeah. She'll come eventually.
You're so young.
You know where you're gonna find her at? Church.
Oh, definitely. Probably, for sure. That's what my mom was telling me about. She's like, you need to go to church, and they'll find a nice church.
Mama, we're gonna get them in church. Off camera, we're gonna chat about some places.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. Cool. You got any questions for us, man? We bounce out here and get some grub.
Yeah, where are we gonna eat then?
Oof, I don't know.
Texas Roadhouse.
You want to go to Texas
Roadhouse? I don't know. I eat there too much, to be honest.
You want to go to all these places right?
Is that like your regular spot?
What is your spot?
What's yours? Regular spot, Texas Roadhouse.
You like Texas Roadhouse? I mean, we could do Texas Roadhouse.
I like a nice Ichiban. What's it called? Like a nice grill.
Sushi?
Yeah.
Like or hibachi?
Yeah.
You like hibachi?
Yeah, that's nice.
Y'all want to do some hibachi?
You can do that. That's nice. Cool.
You got any questions for us before we jump off here, man? And any wisdom you can put on us and our podcast, help us grow and get successful? Or is that off the camera conversation?
Oh, no, I was talking a little bit about it before the podcast started, but like definitely start posting on shorts and stuff like that. Your shorts are a really good way of like just promoting your overall podcast. Because you look at like Impulsive, for example, like they're posting like shorts. They got a shorts channel, and they're just, that's actually like a lot of their viewers just come from like TikTok and like shorts, and like they'll just go to their YouTube channel and watch the whole thing.
Now, would you recommend creating a separate channel for shorts, or just post on the main one?
See, like shorts can affect your long form views, because like a lot of short form viewers have like goldfish brain, right? They can only watch for like 2 seconds before they start swiping.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get those viewers to translate over to like watching an hour and a half footage of like a podcast. So potentially a second channel. I feel like that's what Impulsive does. I think you have a second channel. I'd probably do
I
that.
see a lot of people doing like.
Do you have a
channels
second
and stuff.
channel?
No, I just posted my main on my shorts.
I noticed that you have Munson and then Munson Reacts.
Yep.
So your reacts, are you only reacting to like Fortnite videos?
No, so that's the only thing I'm doing now on my personal brands because it's doing so well. But I'm just reacting to just like random TikTok videos and just like 3 times a day I'll post them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another thing we didn't cover. How'd you come up with the name Munson?
Oh yeah. All right. So basically, it was through my dad. So my dad, actually no, it wasn't directly through my dad. It was through a bowling movie, Kingpin.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the one, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So the guy in there was Munson. My dad took that name, named himself Roy MF Munson. And that was like a clan that he had when he was playing Xbox back in the day when I was a baby or whatever. I took that name and named it Munson Kid. And then with that name, it just like filtered down the list. So Munson Kid, Munson like Sus, when the Among Us was a huge thing or whatever. And then Munson TV, which I still kind of use. And then Munson, when I can get like the original name.
So my son, he's an awesome artist. He's good. He's really good at soccer too. When this dude tries to get into something, he gets in hard. Mm-hmm. And the other day he hit me up and was like, "Hey, Dad, I want to start a YouTube channel." And I was so against it at first. I was like, "No, dude," because I'm like you. Like I also want to keep my privacy aside, and I'm like really concerned about my 13-year-old boy having a YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. But his talent's got to get out there. Like it's so. I want to ask you a question. Like this is an animation that he drew, right?
Okay. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, he drew every single bit of it and then animated it, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, yeah, it's gotta get out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And so he was like, "Yo, Dad, will you FaceTime me when you get on the podcast with him? I want to say what's up to him." I was like, "Yeah, I will, but more importantly, like why don't you ask him about podcasts instead of me? Because I don't, or not podcasts, but YouTube instead of me, because I don't. Yeah. I wouldn't know how to grow your brand." And he's got like 3 or 4 drawings up. Mm-hmm. What he does, he sets his iPad down, and then he takes a piece of paper, and he draws it, and then puts it on time lapse, and then he takes his Apple AirPods, whatever they're called, mm-hmm. and he's like, "Okay, so this is what I'm doing with the line." He's like educating you on his drawing as he's doing it, like voiceover. Yeah, mm-hmm. That's how much help I need with the podcast. I don't even know what this stuff is called. So he's like doing those voiceovers and explaining everything, and I'm like, "Damn, dude!" Well, overnight, dude had like 30 followers, and I'm like, "Okay, that's a good start for your podcast." Yeah. He's only been doing it for a week, and his views are great. And he's like, "I want to be like Munson," and I'm like, how did my kids find this kid? Like, how do people find you?
Because just through shorts.
Through shorts?
Yeah, a lot of people find my the Munson brand definitely through shorts. Shorts is like the traffic is crazy.
Put our stuff on shorts, dude.
Yeah.
He said it like 10 times. It's got to mean
shorts
something.
But if you want to make money, shorts is not really the way. Long form is where the money's at. Shorts is just a good way to promote your stuff.
Okay.
Short form content in general.
Do you have any advice for our podcast and what we can do to get better? You know, like some of the stuff we talk about is pretty serious. The one thing I did tell him is sometimes that like we got to start saying some funny shit, but sometimes the funny shit that comes out of my mouth is inappropriate. But I can say something, but I can have you bent over laughing. Like, I'm a comedic relief when I want to be. But I told him that, maybe we should add like a 5-minute roasting sesh. Like when the guest comes in, just light his ass up for 5 minutes just to kind of get everything going. And like maybe not put it on the podcast, but like make shorts of like roasting. Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Just to get people. You think that'd be cool?
Yeah.
See,
depends on the person. You can't get sensitive people,
Pull up your channel. I'll see some adjustments you guys potentially could make.
We'll do all this afterwards.
Oh yeah, we can probably.
You don't want to do it live. You don't want people to know how bad.
I mean, if I can show them a little bit.
You don't want people to know how bad we suck, dude.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about something else.
All right, so.
All right, so. First thing I noticed is, you got to be careful with the thumbnail positioning, and not.
I didn't make those.
Okay, yeah, but It's not really a huge deal, but you can see like the times on the bottom right. It's kind of interfering with like the text you put in the middle, which is fine. Also like use of colors. So I was looking a little too in Impulsive how they do their thumbnails. They've like changed the variations of their thumbnails a lot. Like they're using like yellow as their like title box or whatever. But I definitely recommend looking into the color wheel. So when it comes to thumbnails, I like really am like huge on thumbnails. You look up the color wheel for like primary colors, and you just want to grab like, so red is opposite of green. So like if you have like a green background, put red on top of it, it'll make it stand out so much more because you're competing with people that are popping up with their recommended feed. They gotta select what video to click on.
Yeah.
Do you do them all yourself, or do you have someone that you pay?
No, I design all the thumbnails for my Faceless channels. I just pay people to design them for me, and then my mom pays them out each week. But
how expensive can that get?
Well, it really depends on what niche you get into. So like if you get into like gaming, it's pretty cheap. But like also like if you get into like cars and stuff like that, like something that's actually like needing detail, like $100 or something like that. Like gaming is just like 20 or maybe 10, 20, 30.
So one of the things that I'm seeing people doing on shorts is like they will take like a voiceover of our podcast and lay it over Minecraft or lay it over Fortnite or something like that. Like the stack video and stuff like that.
People have already doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good then. Yeah.
Should we do that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to go out in your way of putting Minecraft underneath it, but just promoting like
we'll cut from his channel that he's got tons.
No, there's websites that like do that shit automatically for you.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some AI websites out there that will do that for you. Like they'll generate like 100 shorts a minute or whatever.
Yeah, like Opus Clips is one of
something
them.
like that, where they can just take very important like talkative segments in the podcast and just put like a Minecraft gameplay underneath it, or jumping on parkour blocks or whatever.
Yeah,
very interesting stuff.
It helps the viewers. Like,
yeah, it's just like a second set of things to look at, especially like subtitles as well. Since I like kind of like mastered a little bit of short form, having subtitles on the screen also helps with engagement.
Do you make more money on? You posted what you made on Instagram, and I don't know how public you are with that yet. Maybe it might be your personal, so I'm not gonna throw the number out. But you had one number to the left, and then you had the bigger number on the right. Was the one on the left? Was that the money you made on shorts?
Did I post on Instagram? Was it 2 different pages on my laptop?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not even shorts. That was long form views.
That's long form views.
Yeah, that's not even my biggest channel. Like I was only like introducing how much money I'm making on Instagram. My biggest channel I'm making right now is like 30K, 40K a month.
Wow. And so you have multiple channels, all of them are gaining revenue.
Yeah, I have like probably 10 monetized channels that are making consistent money.
How many cameras do you have?
I only have one. I don't know. It's not like a podcast where I need like 3.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, no, podcast.
I'm quitting mortgages and I'm gonna start playing Fortnite for like sometimes on Sunday, like the family will just get together, and my kids are like crazy. My son's a sweat. My wife is a sweat, and I'm like, all right, but my wife is actually really good at Fortnite, and I seen you playing the other day, and I was like, I wonder, do you ever bring up guests like somebody in the chat like, oh, I want to play with you, and you're like, oh, you know what, come on and play, or is it always Tucker?
It's really always Tucker, just because like with my younger audience on the Munson brand, it's like if one person has to play, they all gotta play. So like it's just like I mean, when I was Twitch streaming back in the beginning, like they would have to like redeem like channel points to play with me for one game or whatever. Like channel points are like however long you watch, the more points you get, and with those points you can redeem like to play a game with me. So like
people are just leaving their laptops up and walking away.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to grow on Twitch is like have people lurk for your streams. But I mean, Twitch is not really like a really good way to make money, to be honest.
All right, so our podcast, should we throw it up on Apple, Spotify, all that stuff?
Everything you can.
Yeah.
The more outreach you get, the more
But link everything back to YouTube so we get the views on
YouTube. What's really annoying with other YouTubers, like they don't link stuff. Like I'll go to their about page and like where's their podcast, like where's the Spotify thing in their links, like, and they don't put it in the description, they don't put it in their channel page or their bio. Like where's the proof where everything is? Not really proof, but like show me where to go, show me like where your Instagram is.
Socials in the description.
Yeah, like something like that.
We might have to have him on as a regular guest, and we'll just have him like critique and like we'll critique us, but like
critique other people's channels.
drop hints, to people on how to like boost their stuff, and then we can run your like coaching back to it, so people are obviously coaching digital content, something you can sell as well.
Yep.
You're not gonna do this for free. Like people need to pay you for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's valuable information. But with your coaching, are you doing more of like a Discord server course, or like are you just like actually doing one-on-one coaching with some people?
As of right now, I am one-on-one consulting. But in the future, I'm planning on like creating a course. First, I want to like how I initially want to like publish the course that I'm gonna create is gonna be like doing a house tour video on my Munson channel. Mm-hmm. Then like funnel those viewers that are like old enough or whatever to get consulted into my Instagram. And then they can just DM me from there. That way they can just be consulted. But I mean that way, the house store I'm trying to promote a course after, but also consult people if they want it.
I wonder how many people that are watching you right now have started their streaming careers just off of watching you.
I mean, I really hope I inspired a lot of people. I really do, because
like a lot of YouTubers do that.
Yeah,
I mean, dude had the whole cruise ship going crazy. Like I swear,
Really?
I thought Michael Jackson was on that motherfucker. And yeah, I mean, my kids, they were like, oh, what's crazy is my kids said it. We were in the pizza line, and he was like, Dad, I was standing right next to him in the pizza line.
Dude, you got to FaceTime him, bro.
And I need to FaceTime him. I was like, he was like, I was standing right next to him in the pizza line. And I was like, did you say what's up to him? He was like, nah, Dad.
You should have said something.
He was like, I'm like you. I don't get starstruck. I was like, I don't even know who this kid is. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I sat down, when you and I did start chatting, I was like, yeah, how many followers you have? And he dropped it, and I was like, pfft.
Yeah.
So like, I pulled my phone out, and I was like, I looked, and the dealer goes, put your phone away. And I was like, damn, this dude's real. So
yeah, it's crazy.
I told him I would FaceTime. If he doesn't answer, that's on him. He's probably not going to. Yeah, he's not gonna answer. I'll have to get the wife, and then she'll yell at me, and then we'll have to edit that because we don't want the world to know that Brittany's mean to me. So we'll cut as soon as we start, and then.
But yeah.
Who's your biggest? Who's like the biggest podcaster you know, or not podcaster but YouTuber?
Like biggest YouTube right now?
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know. I don't have very big connections with like the bigger YouTubers because I'm on like the Faceless channel sides. Like I was big into my personal brand, of course. I don't know. I just really.
Can you make money on Faceless channels too?
Yeah. That's what I make all my money from.
So, hey babe, can you grab Alec? I'm in the podcast with Munson. He told me to FaceTime him when we got into it. Alec wanted to meet Munson via FaceTime. Oh no, that sucks. I'll just make you record a video or something.
All right.
Love you. Scatterbrain, dude. What were we talking about before that?
We're talking about
Faceless channels.
Yeah.
His drawing stuff can be faceless channels, right?
Yeah, that would be considered Faceless channels. Like
I wonder
that
if
wouldn't be shown on his channel. I don't know. It's a little difficult. It really depends on the niche. I would look into a little bit and see because how he can get started to like level up his game before he initially starts a YouTube channel is like he could work for someone else that's looking for like things to be done for them.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying, like you got to put like some studying into it and like learn the algorithm YouTube before. That way, like.
So, can you is that a coaching thing or is that something you can talk about? Like, what's the key to studying the algorithm?
So you really just got to like have hands-on experience, but also like connections can help a lot with like any questions that you have. Like why isn't this video performing as good? Like, and I can like clearly just tell them like, yo, your thumbnail's just terrible, bro. Like it just doesn't stand out. You're not using your characters big enough. Like your title's pretty wonky. Like simple things like that. But like if you're trying to get started, like I said, you just gotta like put some studying into it before you do it. Like I would literally look into like a lot of YouTube videos, even podcasts. Like even if you're like trying to look into like faceless type content, you gotta watch like people like not so much me, but like people that I look up to, like Noah Morris. This guy, he's like huge on faceless content. He's making good money, like $100K a month off like faceless channels. But if
$100K a month.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, consistently. He's making good money.
What's the worst month you've ever had?
Honestly, well, see, it really depends on the RPMs. RPMs fluctuate throughout the year. So like third quarter just hit last month. Yeah. So like my RPMs dropped so hard. Like I just only made like 60K. I shouldn't say only, but I made 60K last month compared to what I'm usually making.
Yeah. So is that when you just go back to the drawing board and you're restudying the algorithm again to find something else?
Well, I don't really like restudy the algorithm, but like kind of just learn as time goes, like adjust tiny things, find a new topic to create videos on, or like a new niche, new trending thing. That's huge for YouTube, is just finding something that's trending